Dear Niantic, I have a simple suggestion to help bring back players to Pokémon Go. Before I talk about my suggestion, let me clarify this. I don't actually believe that Pokémon Go is in trouble or anything like that. I've seen the headlines alarming how the catastrophic exodus of players completely eroded the game, but they looked at me as nothing more than clickbait. Yes, the number of players in each country probably declined since launch month, but the thing is that Pokémon Go attracted such a large amount of players in the beginning that even by losing what would be considered a large percentage of players, it still has a very solid user base. Or at least I think so. I don't have actual access to the game's user base data. But if the rankings on the App Store and the Google Play are any indicator, Pokémon Go is doing great. Besides, since you're focusing on releasing the game in more countries, there's still a lot of players to come to the game. In other words, in regards to its user base and revenue, Pokémon Go is fine, and you don't really need yet another armchair analyst telling you what to do. But that's not the purpose of this letter. I'm not here to order you around. I won't pretend I'm some sort of golden god of business who has all the answers for success and profit. I'm just a player sharing an idea that I had observing other players that I think will make the game more fun for all of us and that might also bring back some lapsed players. And thus, I can finally present to you my suggestion to bring back players to Pokémon Go. Thematic weekend events. Raise the spawn rate of certain Pokémon on specific weekends following a theme. Let me give you an example. Halloween. In case you're not familiar with the concept of Halloween, dear Nero, it's a celebration of all things spooky, in a simplified definition. This year it will be on a Monday, so you could make a special event on the previous weekend in which the appearance rate of spooky Pokémon like Ghastly, Haunter, Ekans, Drowsy and Venomoth would rise. So, why do I think this is a good idea? First, because it would motivate the players that don't have those monsters to go out and play, as they would have a bigger guarantee that they would obtain new catches. Second, because it would create more reasons for people to meet and play the game together. Based on my own experience, Pokémon Go hunts are a sort of social occasion in which families and groups of friends go for a walk and have fun catching Pokémon together. By creating these events, you raise the appeal of these occasions, and I believe that many players would use them to call their no longer playing friends back to the game. Third, because by making these events on specific dates, it becomes more convenient for players to, well, play the game. Pokémon Go is a game that demands some planning, since we need to move in the real world in order to catch the monsters, and not everybody can just leave their house on a whim to hunt an Aerodactyl that appeared on the sightings. This is especially true for families with young children. That's why having a set date for the players to better plan the logistics of their hunt helps a lot. And it should be on weekends because people usually have more free time on the weekend. The fourth and last reason to support my idea is a little flimsy, but bear with me. This temporary change on the rate of appearance of certain Pokémon doesn't seem to be that hard to do. I know I shouldn't assume things about game development without proper knowledge, but in the middle of my ignorance, it really doesn't seem that hard to do. You already changed the spawn points of many Pokémon in the past, so it seems to me that this is totally doable by making some adjustments on the servers. It also doesn't look like the kind of thing that would get in the way of the game's release in other countries, so you can keep up with that schedule. Besides, I believe it's simpler than adding the second generation or breeding, which are other things I've already seen many suggest to you. If I'm wrong and this is something ridiculously hard to do, please forgive my ignorance. There probably are problems with my suggestion that I can't even see. Even so, don't dismiss my idea yet, as I really believe these events can not only bring back players, but also improve the social aspect of the game, which is one of my favorite parts of Pokémon Go. So please, just think about it, okay? Yours sincerely, the Pistolarian Gamer.